Hey guys, it's your girl Londyn, and today I'm bringing you somewhat of an experiment. So, if you want to see what we're experimenting with today, then go ahead and sit down, stick around, because we're going to get right into it. But until then, hit subscribe and the notification bell so you can be notified of all my new videos. And if for whatever reason you have not, head on over to Instagram, follow me there, and see what I do when I'm not here on the YouTubes. If you had followed me on Instagram, then you would know exactly what is going on right here with my hand. But if you didn't, then you'll never be in the know. So if you want to see what we're going to go ahead and do some experimenting with today, then stick around because we're getting right into it. Okie dokie artichokies. So BioCode contacted me and said, hey, look, we would like to send you some products. And I said, sure, okay, tell me some more about them before I commit to giving them a try. So they told me about a 2-in-1 cleanser for the face, which I think most of us either double cleanse as of now anyway, or use a 2-in-1 cleanser. So I said, okay, tell me a little bit about it. Tell me what it does. Tell me what your claims are. Let me see if it would be something that I was interested in. I said, okay, it sounded like it was good. I can always use another cleanser, and although I don't like to upset my skin, I do tend to like to try out a lot of skincare because I clearly am just a glutton for punishment. They also wanted to send me a sanitizer spray. Now, with everything that's going on, I said, hey, sure, I can always use another sanitizer spray. Let's see if it does what it says it's going to do. Not that I'm any type of chemist, because I'm not, but again, I'll use sanitizer anywhere I can use sanitizer because everything you touch gets very dirty. So today I wanted to share these products with you, let you kind of just know my experience with them, let you know what their claims are, and let you know during the time that I've been using them, which is probably about 3.5 weeks, kind of what I've noticed, just in case you guys were interested in anything like this too. Again, like I said, I think we can always use another makeup cleanser, and in these trying times right now, I think that sanitization has proven to be something that we could be doing more of. So for me, I definitely am all about things that can sanitize the items that I'm using on a daily basis. So let's start first with the makeup remover. So the makeup remover comes in this box, very kind of tall, looking beautiful. It has 6.76 fluid ounces, so that is quite a bit of product in it. And it says that it is a 2-in-1 purifying master makeup removing cleanser for all skin types. Now for me, I have combination skin, which of course in the winter leans slightly more towards dry, and even in the summer has been leaning more towards dry, although it is still oily, kind of in the T-zone area. It has over the years become more controlled, and I don't know if that's just from the natural aging process, or if it's because my skincare routine has become as such that my face doesn't overproduce the oils the way that it used to. It says that this gently cleans, removing makeup and surface impurities. It leaves skin clean and healthy, helps regulate surface oil, and balances the hydrolytic words, science, who is she, film, tightens pores and refines skin texture for a cleaner, more radiant complexion. I definitely like the pore thing because I'm noticing my pores right here. I don't love them. I'm always trying to minimize and shrink those, although I know that technically that's not really a thing. I'm trying to make sure that they're clean so they're not quite as noticeable. It says directions are for the makeup remover. Go ahead and put gently on dry hands, smear on the face, use fingertips to massage, and then wash off. For cleansing, wet the face, put gently, I don't know why I keep saying gentle, put gently on the hands, smear on the face, massage, and then wash off. It says for external use only. You want to avoid your eyes, of course, any mouth wounds, inflamed areas, things like that. And if your skin ever feels irritated or uncomfortable, you of course want to stop using whatever product that you are using. So this has a 24-month shelf life once you open it. So this is manufactured by Ladies Biotech. So first things first, this is something that if you just want to remove your makeup, you don't actually need to use water with it. I found that to be interesting, especially when you're doing makeup videos. So if I were to want to just change my foundation very quickly, because maybe I want to put on a different foundation, or maybe I was doing a blush, and I just wanted to show you guys a blush, but I wanted to be able to kind of wipe it away, re-put foundation on just right here in this area, reapply the blush, and move on with the video. I could do that and not have to wash off my whole face because you don't need water in order to just wipe off the makeup. Now, if you're looking to cleanse the skin, then yes, of course, you want to put this in your hands, kind of put it all over your face, really get the makeup emulsifying, and then you want to use water to rinse it off, but you don't need water to activate it. The consistency of it is very much so almost like honey and oil mixed together. It's thin, but at the same time hearty. So this is the container right here, and as you see, a little will do. You do not need a lot. So I think that the fact that this is almost 7 ounces is going to be a good bang for your buck. I love the fact that it has a pump right here. Unfortunately, I can't really pump with this side of my hand, so I'm going to have to come over here. But I want to see if you guys can just see. There we go. So as you can see, it's kind of liquidy, but then also stringy. So very much so is this kind of like, again, almost honey and oil consistency, where it's liquidy enough to not need water, but it's also hearty enough to really be able to get in there. It does have kind of a very floral scent, almost like, and to not offend anybody, but I don't know if your grandmothers ever had those little soaps that were in the shapes of roses and turtle shells and seashells, and she would have them in her bathroom, and they were pink and green and white, and they all smelled kind of like a soapy, powdery rose. That's what this smells like, and they were never used, of course. That's what this smells like. It's not too strong, but it definitely is there. So if you don't like fragrance, or if you're sensitive to fragrance, then you might want to assess that before going ahead and deciding to give this a go. So because I have a little situation here with my hand, and I already have everything put on my face, I can't go in and actually show you guys me actually taking it off of my face. Can't get the gauze all dirty and things like that. But what I did was I took my foundation, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put it on the back of my hand, and we're going to see how it works. So this is just the Catrice Clean ID Hydro BB Cream. So we're going to go ahead and take the cap off like this, put it on my hand, and we're going to swirl it around a bit. Get it good in there because we want to make sure we have enough on. We're going to take one of my furthest fingers, well, probably this one, away from my gauze, and we're going to just put it right on there. Get it kind of nice and coated and saturated just like that. So you guys can see that this whole area is covered with foundation, and so isn't my finger at this point. So we're going to give that just a few seconds to go ahead and sit, and then what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and we're going to use a 2-in-1 cleanser, and we're going to see how it works. So we want to just give it a chance to kind of start to dry itself down, so that when we put the cleanser on, it's not like it's a wet on wet contact, which makes it a bit easier to come up. We want to see what it's like when it's actually kind of been applied to the face and is kind of ready, set, ready to go. So while we're waiting for that, I want to talk about the sanitization spray. So the sanitization spray comes like this. What I did like about it was that it doesn't always stay on. So especially if you have small children who just like to find any type of spray bottle and just spray it, this is not going to be that way. What you do is you press this button on the side. You press it. It's so hard with my one hand being bad. You press it like that to be, we're good, we're secured. You press it this way for it to be open. So it's a little difficult because there's one. I don't know if you guys can hear that. So that kind of lets you know. So this, I believe we're now in the open position. Let's see. We are in the closed position. So when it's pushed towards me, it is in the closed position. When it's pushed towards you, it is now in the open position, and you can see it kind of like spraying out. So this says that this is a cleansing spray, and this says that this will moisturize and cleanse your skin on the go for daily rescue. So I did not particularly use this consistently as a kind of on-the-go cleansing for my skin, because that's not usually what I do day-to-day on the go. 1, because I'm not really on the go. 2, because I either wash my face or I don't kind of spray things on it throughout the day. But what I did use it was for sanitization. So this says that the start ingredient, HOCI, naturally occurs in the white blood cells, which help to defend us from harmful bacteria and inflammation. Applying HOCI to the skin activates an immune boost that helps the skin take itself back to its natural and beautiful state. Get ready for skin transformation. You can expect to see healthy, clear, and glowing skin. Ingredients: water, hypochlorous acid, free of alcohol, parabens, fragrance, phthalates, sulfates, gluten, and dye. It doesn't have any smell to it. Usage: you can potently sanitize hands or personal articles as a means of maintaining good hygiene at home, at work, or on the move. Storage: should be stored in a cool, dry place. So like I said, I wasn't walking around all day spraying my face. What I was doing was spraying my hands. My hands were the things I sprayed the most, just like a regular hand sanitizer. Also, if I, for whatever reason, my slippy socks came off, I would spray my feet. You also can, it says you can spray things like your telephone if it's water resistant. So things that naturally your face would go against, to try to ensure that there's less bacteria on it that can come in contact with your face and have like contact dermatitis and things like that. So it does say you can do that. It says spray mist generously on hands or frequently handled items such as smartphones, keys, mail order packages. For maximum effectiveness, we recommend applying this product on appropriate surfaces 3 to 4 times per day. And it says only smartphones certified as water resistant should be treated with the Vitals cleansing spray. Keep out of reach of children, and discontinue use if any irritation develops. So again, I'm not a chemist. I don't know what goes into something that is truly sanitizing and something that is not. So what I would say is read about this and kind of go with what you know to see if you think this would be effective. I thought that it was very effective for my hands. Like I said, really my hands, my feet. If my slippy socks came off, I would kind of give it a good spray and then put my slippy socks back on. I didn't spray my phone because my phone has a spray case on it. I just didn't want to risk any kind of liquids getting into any of the parts of things. But again, my hands was something that this was very helpful to kind of just have in the bathroom. Spritz down even just after I washed, or especially after I would do makeup. I usually go into the bathroom, rinse my hands. I go ahead and make sure everything's looking fine on my face. To be quite honest with you, I take a cotton swab. I make sure that there's no makeup in places that shouldn't be, and then I could go ahead and spray my hands. And I found that to be fine. I didn't find it to be drying for my hands or anything like that. And for me, I don't know if there's a way for things to quote unquote feel clean, but for me, they did feel like it was cleansing my hands, sanitizing them in a way. I didn't notice myself getting any sicker in the last 3 weeks. So for me, I thought that this was worked out fine. However, like I said, I would definitely go on and read about the product so you can make an informed decision for yourself, because I am not a biologist or a chemist or anything like that to be able to definitively say whether or not something can truly sanitize something, and even if it does, to what extent it sanitizes something. All I can say is that I utilized the product on my hands. It didn't dry my hands out. It felt fine. It made me feel safe and secure in conjunction with using soap and other sanitization things with it. So for me, it was fine, but I think you'll want to go ahead and check it out, and you make the decision for yourself. So now our foundation has pretty much set, so we're going to go ahead. I do have what's on my finger, so let's take what's on my finger first. And we're just taking a little bit there, and then we're just going to take this, and we're going to just do this. We're going to just kind of emulsify it. And I can already feel that it was kind of like thick, sticky at first, the foundation, or I should say BBCC cream, and that now I can feel it kind of just almost like when I first applied it, like very liquidy on my hands. And then we just have is just a little wipe, and we're just going to give it some wipes right here. And just look at that. So we have a lot that's on here, which we should. And again, it's very awkward holding this because I do have this gauze on my hands, but we're going to continue to just wipe. We're not putting any extra on. Again, I am smelling that fragrance, so if you're fragrance sensitive or you just don't want fragrance, you might want to take that. I mean, look at the back. That was after we've pretty much wiped off a ton of stuff. And here is my hand now. So very much so, got the foundation off. Now if you're kind of like, I'm not sure, there may still be some residue, by all means you can take it again. I'm trying to prop myself up. Take it again, put some more on, go around it again. And again, this is with no water. This is not water activated at all. This is on its own, which that is what I think is the coolest thing. So if you were somebody who likes to be out camping, out and about, maybe out at I don't know, friend's house when we can go, and you had kind of forgotten some of your stuff, you wouldn't necessarily need running water in order to be able to feel like your face had been cleansed. So let's go through and let's get any other remaining residue from my hand that could have been left from the first time we did it. Now remember, we did it on both sides. This is all we got off. This is what we got on the first time. This right here. This is what we got from the second swipe. And now let's just take it to the back. Let's just take it to the back and let's just see what could have possibly been left over. Because all we did was 2 tiny drops, the first drop, and then we did the second drop. And there's barely any residue left at all. So I would consider this to, again, we're not using water with this, so this isn't cleansing it, this is just cleaning it. So if you want to just get it off, and now you can go ahead and start, you can put new foundation on, or you can put some new blush on, you're ready to go. If you wanted to cleanse it, then what you want to do is utilize what we just did right there, and instead of just solely wiping it off with just something dry, you want to go ahead and put some water on there to make sure it's rinsing, it's really cleansing. But I think that that is absolutely amazing, and that is kind of what sold me on the product. Like, wow, this is really cool that I don't need to have access to any water for me to kind of clean my face of my makeup. And then if I want to kind of have that 2-in-1 really kind of cleansed feeling, then I want to go ahead and be able to rinse off with some water. So I found this product for me to be super fantastic, especially on the nights where I would come upstairs and I was tired and I really didn't want to go through a whole rigmarole, or when this has happened, because this right now, we're going on week 2 with this, and I don't know how long I'm going to have on the gauze itself, but my hand itself is going to take 6 to 8 weeks to heal, and then 12 full months to heal from the surgery. So I've been having to do this, wash my whole face off with one hand, and this made it very, very helpful for me to be able to go in on the days where I was able to apply makeup, because everything takes twice as long now, to really just put that on, go over my face, really just take a dry washcloth, wipe it off, and then to, after everything was kind of wiped clean like this, to go in with some water. And then maybe like a Noxzema pad, and feel like things had gotten clean enough for what I could do, considering how right now I kind of have some issues with mobility. So I think that this would be something too, if you have somebody in your life who has maybe some mobility issues, especially with their hands, so maybe nerve issues, that this may make it be a bit easier for them to get their face clean, have it feel clean, and not have to expend so much energy, or possibly things that they can't actually do grip and grab. Now with the pump, I can't pump it fully on this side because of this hand, but it is easy enough to be able to kind of pump up. It's just a tiny little press and it's coming out. So I feel like if you did have some kind of nerve injuries where it was a little tougher for you to, I have somebody in my life who has rheumatoid arthritis, I feel like that gentle touch of the pump is just enough to be able to get the solution out and be able to go ahead and cleanse your face without having to do a full pump down, which I know sometimes can be very hard if you have, whether it's an injury, rheumatoid arthritis, any sort of arthritis or nerve damage or anything like that. So I just kind of wanted to bring that to you guys, really just because holiday season's coming up. We're sanitizing more, we're trying to be more cleanly just in general. A lot of you guys may be getting makeup for the holidays, maybe trying to wear more makeup for the holidays just to boost yourself up, because the holidays feel very different this year. But if you're finding that, I don't really want to use tons of cleansers, this is a nice kind of double cleanser in one, or it can be kind of just a rinse off depending upon how you want to use it. And like I said, the sanitization is kind of just a little bit of an add-on, and that's something for you to figure out if that's right for you and your family, or you and yourself. But I did think that the BioCode 2-in-1 cleanser worked out well, and as you saw, you did not need a lot. So again, with this being almost 7 ounces, you can see how much I've used. You do not need a ton at all, especially if you use it with water. You do not need a ton at all, and it really does do nicely at kind of breaking down the makeup, getting things off, and leaving you feeling so fresh and so clean, so you can go ahead and move on with your evening and not kind of wake up with breakouts. So if you guys have heard of this company, please let me know in the comment section down below. If you are thinking about trying BioCode, let me know in the comment section down below. I will leave information in the information box, including links and things like that. If you want to go and research and kind of look at the products yourself, you can All I'm doing is trying to bring you my experience with the products, and so that way you guys can take my experience, go do your own research, and then see if you might want to utilize them to see what your experience might be. But please don't ever think that I am trying to quote unquote sell you something, because I'm not. I am simply giving you an experience that I had with a product that reached out to me, and because it was a favorable thing where I had a good experience with it, then I wanted to be able to share that with you guys, so you guys could go ahead and do your own research and see if you might think you might have a similar experience as me and want to go ahead and give it a go. But again, no pressure. I will leave information in the information box down below, so that way you guys can go read about the company, read about the products, see if it might be something for you or somebody that you know. And if not, at least you got to see my hand, and you got to see me try to be on the struggle bus to go ahead and do that little demo for you guys. So we have a Vlogmas coming up. This kind of threw a bit of a wrench into things, but if you haven't already, definitely subscribe, because we're going to have some things, maybe not, but we may be having some things happening for Vlogmas, and some give backs that I want to give to you guys during Vlogmas. So definitely subscribe to the channel here, and subscribe on Instagram, because you never know what might be happening over there that has to do with Vlogmas too, so that way you can make sure that you're a part of that. And until next time, guys, I love you, I miss you, and I will see you in my next video. I love you guys. Bye.